I have stacks much bigger than that that are prohibitively costly to move because it's like 20 or 30% of what they're worth to move them. So this is where you get into P3. Once you're really cranking out, P3 starts to make a lot of sense. You take all those, and then your quantity, your cost per unit, your what am I trying to say? Your profit per unit goes up because you don't have to pay so much to ship them. They take up a lot of space. You can even do it yourself in a Cloaky transport if you wanted to, with the old micro warp drive trick we're not supposed to know about. So that is your basic P1 planet right there. I had any more questions in chat. Do we want to do P3? Let's just talk about P3. Oh, actually, I forgot to open up the markets chat. I got ahead of myself. You kind of need to know what you're going to extract first. You got to know what it's worth. You need a website. This isn't the best made website in the world, but I think it's fairly accurate. eve-markets.net. Are you familiar with it, Adam? I don't know if Adam has a second one here. Thank you for the follow. Seraphim Metatron. What do you use?
I like to use Fuzzworks, their PI chart.
What was it? Type that out. Type that out for me in chat, or spell it for me. I'm gonna copy this one here. So here's one option. You can put it in Twitch chat there if you want to. Fuzzwork is another one. I'll open that one too. You can kind of pick whatever works as long as the prices are accurate. That's really what matters. So I'm going to go to manufacturing here. We're going to go to materials. We're going to go to planetary materials. Well, yeah, this is what I said about the site not being that great, but there we go. So we're going to go to specialized, which is P3.
Fuzzwork I like because it also takes into account the public tax rate.
Okay, that's a good one too. So if we go... Oh, this is just sorting by... This is just sorting by... I've not seen this in a while. This is just sorting by alphabetical. So if we do... Sort by value. Wetware mainframes. 3.2 million per. They're a pain in the ass to make. I've looked at them.
Huge pain in the ass.
Yeah, they're a giant pain in the ass. But that's why they're worth 3.25, you know, 3 1/4 a piece. So
I just made 850 of them.
Yeah. But I'm looking at your input costs there. You're spending 3 mil just to make them. So you're getting a very slight uptick in your money there. But it looks to be about the same percentage of a jump on all the P4 items. If we go down to our cryoprotected solutions, you'll see a similar jump. They're going for over $500,000 a unit right now. They'll tell you what you need to make to put into them as far as P2 goes. So if you wanted to buy them, it'll say how much. It'll say what they costed on the JITA right now. Part of the reason I kind of like Eve Markets... Yeah, see, it's... I wonder if Eve Markets just does a median across the whole verse. Yeah, yeah, those were P4s at the very top. Those are P4s. That's why they're a pain in the ass. So this will kind of give you a little more market data. It gives you graphs and stuff like that. It's kind of what I like about it. Tell you what you need to make. Make it. Fun stuff. Their prices seem off. I just noticed that. Well, we'll have to see. Maybe, do you think Fuzzwork is just taking the highs for the day? Because they've got them selling at 611. Maybe that's just the max sell value.
I think it's max sell value.
Yeah. I think these are the median. It gives me a median here on Industrial Explosives at, you know, 150 is what they're selling at. Data from about less than an hour ago is what it's saying. So, what was one of the sites you had?
Was Eve-market data.
Oh, that's what I'm... Oh, market, okay. .com. Seems I've been here before. Yep, I have been here before. So, we'll put that in... Put that in here as well.
You can browse the market and go by like raw planetary materials, processed, refined, specialized, and advanced.
There you go. We'll put that in here as well. Bookmark that site. Pick the one you think you like the most. They've got a PI planner built here. This is the website I'd been looking for. This is the website I'd been looking for, but I had lost. I'd forgotten what it was. It has a PI planner that helps you make these things. Mm-hmm. So you could type in a system. Say go. It'll say, yeah, you can do all that here, apparently. Hold on here. Within 2 jumps of bay. Can I do it here? Looks like I can. I think I prefer Eve Planets for that. Eve Planet seems to be a lot nicer because it gives you the crossbar. But, you know, you can kind of pick whatever you like to. It kind of shows you the prices here. This kind of goes along the price I saw on Eve Markets. So I'm kind of inclined to say I recommend Eve Market Data and Eve Markets over, as far as pricing goes, over Fuzzwork at this time. So like Fuzzwork goes with the highest sell order of the day, basically. So maybe you can cash in on those crazy sell orders. People make mistakes. You never know. People make mistakes all the time, right? So, okay. Let's talk. I've got a picture for P3 because P3 takes a long time to kind of put together. Open this link. Let's talk about this picture and talk about what it is, talk about how it works. Adam, would you like to discuss this? I've got it up on the stream here. Let me copy that.
Sorry, someone's commenting me.
We're going to talk about this picture you posted yesterday that we worked out on Discord together. I've put it in general. Oh, there you go. Adam Person. Yeah, here we go.
Okay, that one. That is my P3 farm. Let me take a look here.
I'm going to post these apps in the store, too.
I want to make sure that I grab the right planet. Got to find out which planet that was.
It could be any planet. You can produce that wherever you want to here.
I'm trying to remember what material was I making with that one.
For that one, it'd be a 3-input. No, it'd be a 2-input. It'd be a dual input, something like an industrial explosives, or it would be high-tech transmitters. High-tech transmitters are a 2-input P3 item.
Yeah, so
industrial explosives are a 3-input.
It's a T configuration. That particular setup. We're going to produce this 3 units every hour, which is really, really efficient.
Yep. So I'm going to start at the bottom of this tree here. We're gonna imagine a line. We're gonna build a wall around this right here. I'm circling it with my mouse, so hopefully everybody can see it, make it out. So this is one container, so to speak. It starts here and it ends here. It runs through this and it keeps coming back over and over and over again. You start with a launch pad. You bring your P1 materials in. You bring them in, bring them all in. You figure out the quantities you need based on how many you got of these, but you bring all those in. You send them to the launch pad. You create routes, as we showed you there, for the things in storage here. This first level produces the same item. The second level produces a different item. They send everything back to the spaceport. Once the P2 items, the 2 different P2 items that are required by the P3 factory come in there, they're routed out to the P3 factory through the links, and then routed back after being turned into P3 items. P3 items, as you can see with the bars here, P3 items and P2 items both require 2 or more items input into them to produce something. Whereas with the P1, you just have to input raw materials. Hey Morbid Halverst, how you doing? Hope you're enjoying the stream. What's up? Yep. So in chat, I have put 2 links. First link on the iTunes link, that is Neocom for EVE Online, help you keep track of your planets. Number 2 is the Android app, PI Timer. It's a bit of an older app. It works really well, though. It's a very basic app. I enjoy it. It's not trying to be flashy. It's not trying to be anything it isn't. It works really, really, really well because it's very basic. It gives you notifications when your extractors are coming to an end. You can pull it up at any time of the day and see every extractor you've got. You can see status on facilities and launch pads to see if something's getting full. It's very useful. Yep, that's the link again there, Adam. So yeah, that's a great app to have. All right, the last item I have on the agenda is timing, logistics, and safety. We kind of talked about timing already. You want to set a schedule for your extractors. This is going to set the tempo for everything. You set the timing for your extractors on a schedule that you can keep and that makes sense for the planet. I find 3 days works well because I set it, come back 3 days later, set it again, do that. Every third or fourth time you'll have to move some stuff because you maybe dried up that part of the planet. But timing is completely up to you. I recommend 3 days. Adam recommends 3 days. It seems to work. Logistics. Epithal's, epithals, 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 and more epithals. You're gonna start flying so many epithals. You're gonna forget other industrial ships exist. So many epithals. They just make sense. They're really cheap. You can fit stabs and nanos in the lows so that you can get away from stuff. You can fit a cloak and a micro warp drive, so if you got to go gate to gate, it's perfect. It really is. You may have to train your PI character a little bit of fitting skills, maybe. That's going to be up to you, but you really want to be able to take that character and you want to be able to have him get around quickly, Poco to Poco to Poco, because you're going to be, every few days, you're going to have to undock at least to send stuff to the Poco, but eventually that thing's going to fill up, and you've got to go out there and get it. Now, if you picked a nice, quiet home system, you're not going to have a problem. If you're based out of maybe your corporation's home system in nullsec, you're probably not going to have too many problems. You're going to have Intel network, you're going to know people are coming, but I still recommend putting warp core stabs on your epithal, putting nanos on your epithal, a cloak, and a micro warp drive, because you'll never know when you're mid-warp to a thing and maybe a Black Ops gang comes in and you'd have to just warp to a safe ping and cloak up and hide for a little bit. Never know. Another good thing with citadels and tethering, if you want to base out of a citadel, oh, somebody's following me. Morbid Harvest, thank you very much for the follow. Really appreciate it. Helped me hit that 100 follower goal. We're getting very close now. It's 64 followers. Wow, thank you guys tonight. I've had a rush of them tonight. Really awesome. So getting back to what I was saying, you want to have insta undocks for your haulers. Make them in a noob ship, undock, you go AFK for an hour. I don't care how you do it, whatever method you want to use for making insta undocks. Use your main in an interceptor to make an undock. Doesn't matter. You need an insta undock and you need a zero undock. A zero undock is a bookmark within docking range of the station, so that when you warp back, you never get screwed and you're somehow, even though you said warp to zero, you're 2 kilometers off for whatever reason, because CCP. You want to just warp to zero, warp to zero, warp to zero. Same with customs offices. You want to warp to zero of the customs office. Don't warp to zero of the planet, because not everybody puts the Poco at zero of the planet. So, and you also want to be at the Pocos for the minimum amount of time possible. So, while you're in warp, while you're traveling there, you want to have the Poco storage open over here. You want to have your planetary hold open over here. And you want to watch your little warp drop, your velocity indicator to know when you're dropping out of warp. So you can just go boop, boop, and move on to the next one as fast as possible. If you do it that way, I've lost some haulers before because there were some creative frigate PvPers. I'll give them props. They bumped my hauler. He couldn't get away. I didn't care that I had 2 stabs and a nanos on it. He kept bumping me. It died. It happens. If you find yourself in this situation on a Poco, anything you took out will go right back in. Dump it in the Poco. Dump it in the Poco, save it, lose an empty epithal. They're worth 4 or 6 million fully fit. They're nothing. Dump it in the Poco. Let the epithal die, say GF and local, and come back later. It's a little inconvenient, but it's going to happen. Especially if you're in low sec, or if you're in high sec and you get war decked a lot, or if you're in null, it's going to happen. Adam, do you have anything to add?
As far as, like your mid slots, don't even bother putting a tank on there. Just go all ECM and hope that the ECM gods grant, favor. That's
a good point. If you can squeeze on some ECM with all that other stuff I mentioned, the cloak, micro warp drive, nanos, and warp core stabilizers, but I guess a multi-spec. Did they still make multi-spec ECMs? I haven't used ECM in ages.
They still have multi.
Yeah.
But don't go nano. Go inertia stabilizers.
Inertia stabilizers. That's a good point. Didn't think about that.
You'll line faster. And then for the rigs, I usually just go hyperspatial just because warping is cancer in a hauler.
If you want to rig your hauler, you can. It's up to you. If you really hate warping, use rigs. It's up to you. I don't.
One thing that I've started doing recently